Michael Arana of the Arana Nation here. My friends, Justin Trudeau is indeed the most prominent face of Canada today. Ask someone living abroad to name at least one famous Canadian, and they'll either say Justin Bieber or Justin Trudeau, which is pretty pathetic on our part. Not only is he independently prominent, but he's also known as the lackey, the minion, the jerk-off, the handjob munchie of George Soros. Justin the long-haired macdaddy Trudeau is George Soros's conduit into Canada and Canadian society, as well as the other who's who of that evil, satanic, globalist, New World Order, elitist crowd. But look at this long-haired man. Look at who this man really is. It is a sad state of affairs that the Canadian people were dumb enough to exalt such a man, such a character, to the head of Canadian government. We need to run Justin, the long-haired macdaddy Trudeau, out of Canada and into the pit of hell where he most certainly belongs and where he will most certainly be at home. Now, I'm going to give you my reasonings for this, but look at this guy. It's a shame on a part of the Canadian society that we have allowed this donkey to be the face of this government and this country today. Now, the long-haired macdaddy really has done absolutely nothing noteworthy. Absolutely nothing ever since he has been prime minister. You can look at the worst, most unpopular premier, and whether you agreed with their decision or disagreed, you can admit that they did something in the hopes that it would make the Canadian people's lives better. They were doing it to better the Canadian lives. The long-haired macdaddy hasn't even done that. There's nothing that I can agree or disagree with him on doing. That his goal in his heart was to better the Canadian people. All he has done is taken our resources, taken our wealth, taken our benefits, and given all that money that was saved up to other countries. I'm going to go down the list in order. I might not even be in order. I might miss something because it's just been one hellhole after another. First of all, giving billions of dollars to Indonesia to help them fix their infrastructure. I've gone through this hundreds of times, but I have to put it through y'all's skull because I just know that in 2019, y'all are going to get complacent. You're going to go forget everything that the Arana Nation told you and you go vote for that long-haired devil again. Look at Ontario. They voted for the Liberals 4 different times. Come on. And every term of the Liberal government in Ontario was a disaster. But it wasn't as bad as this long-haired macdaddy's the first term has been. All the terms of the Ontario Liberal government from 2003 now can't match the disaster of this long-haired macdaddy. Billions of dollars to Indonesia to help them fix their infrastructure. That's one thing. At the same time, a little later on, taking away the benefits, and this is fact, I can put the links up right now, taking away the benefits, the tax benefits for diabetics and the mentally ill, taking them away, snatching them away, snatching the benefits, the tax benefits that the diabetics and the mentally ill Canadians had for years. And the very next day after that, giving billions of dollars to Middle Eastern and African nations to help them with their food crisis. You can say that's a good thing if you so wish, but how is it a good thing to take away resources, take away much needed resources, take them away from your most vulnerable citizens who voted for you and trusted you, and then give that money, that wealth that you took from your most vulnerable Canadians to go to other countries. But it doesn't end there. It doesn't end there. It doesn't. Taking away, telling elite soldiers, some mariners, those kind of people, that if they get injured on the job or off the job, and then can't work, but don't return to work within 180 days, their pay gets taken away from them. This is not a joke. I can put the link up right there. Their pay gets taken away from them. You don't get paid. It's like, to add insult to injury, not only are you injured, the government won't pay you. It won't even pay you. I mean, but then using money, and right now the Canadian government doesn't even know the cost of this road, but now, very recently, they have decided to fund a building of a road in Jordan, and they don't even know the cost. It could be $1 trillion. They're like, we'll just pay it, even though we cut so much benefits for the Native American population, or First Nations, whatever you would like to be called, Native Indian, whatever. The reserves, many reserves in Canada, are their water supply is contaminated. It's contaminated. It's poison. You can't drink it. It's like Mexico. You can't drink it. You can't go anywhere near it. And the government has yet to spend a penny, 1 red cent to fix the problem. But they're giving all this money to other countries. With all that billions they gave to African and Middle Eastern countries to help them with their food crisis, with all the millions or billions or trillions, whatever it is, they don't know the price it will cost to fix that road or build that road for Jordan, for all the billions they gave to Indonesia to help them with their infrastructure, to all the billions they gave to African nations to help them build schools, and the millions they gave to Syria and Iraq to help rebuild their economy. All that money could have made Canada the new Atlantis. I mean, it could have, but it's like they don't care. I mean, the water supply alone, all that money could have, I would have gone to native reserves to drink it. But the thing is, this fool does not, that you put your trust into, and he's still ahead in the polls. This fool don't care about you. He's just sitting there thinking to himself, man, a bunch of fools you Canadians are, you Canucks are. You imagine I can get away with so much and I'm still ahead in the polls. So I'm thinking that he would probably enjoy being run out of this country. I think we should first of all, I think we should all go to Ottawa and surround the Parliament building, and don't let any of them politicians out at all until they reverse all the shit that Justin the long-haired macdaddy Trudeau has imposed upon this country. That's number one. But number two, I think we should first of all, we got to get rid of him in 2019. I mean, I'm personally going to vote conservative, Andrew Scheer. But I mean, at this point, I don't even care if you decide to vote Green, Marxist, Leninist, the NDP, Rhinoceros Party. I don't care, as long as you don't vote for the Liberals and the long-haired macdaddy again. I beg of you, God Almighty. I beg of you, because they don't care about you. I mean, but once we get rid of him, I think we need to run his ass out of this country. Out, and he can choose the country he wants to live in. Indonesia, the Middle East, Africa. He can go anywhere he wants, but he cannot come to Canada anymore. He has to go, because he has done so much to he has squandered Canadian wealth. He has squandered the most vulnerable Canadians. He has squandered them. Not to mention the fact that, he's bringing in ISIS in here. He wants to rehabilitate ISIS in hopes of reintegrating them into Canadian society. But ISIS is just going to use that as a way to gain access to Canada. And once they're in Canada, they're going to pretend to be rehabilitated, and then when our backs are turned, they'll blow us up, run us over, shoot us, stab us, whatever, allowing our border to become an open border, allowing America to become to Canada what Mexico used to be to America before Donald Trump, allowing all these illegals to come into Canada. We don't know where they are. It's an open border. We don't know who they are, where they come from. Allowing knives on planes. Yes, I'm serious. The long-haired macdaddy's government has allowed knives on airplanes on most international and all domestic flights. It's almost like he is trying to get Canada attacked. So he takes our wealth, he squanders our wealth, takes benefits from our most vulnerable people, gives it to other countries, and when he's left us dirt and dry and poor, he's going to make sure that they attack us, that ISIS attacks us, or whoever attacks us. I mean, this is just madness. And then giving $10 million, of course, to Omar Khadr, the terrorist, who killed 2 soldiers who were, fighting, defending their country. He blew them up, mashed them up, trashed them up, and he got $10 million as a result. So he's probably using that money. He's probably on a beach somewhere, sipping coconut water. I mean, this is just a disaster. He should be in Guantanamo Bay having his toes chopped off. But, this is the long-haired Mac Daddy. We should run this fool out of this country once and for all. And his family, his brothers, his sisters, his children, his wife, so that no more Trudeaus ever inherit the Prime Minister's job ever again. This is the Arana Nation.